All right, test, test, test. Are we live? Hello, everybody out there. We're doing a live show talking about the launch. We usually do these on launch day, but hey, schedules did not line up. So we're doing it the next day, and that's okay. Because you know what? I'm the boss. We can do it whenever we want. But yeah, we got a Kickstarter here to talk about. We just launched yesterday, and I'll be honest, this is our slowest start since we've been with Part Time Comics. Probably my slowest start in 10 years, and that's not to say sour grapes. That's just to be transparent. Sometimes you plan for the launch, you think you got things set up, and they don't necessarily always line up exactly as you intend. But that's okay. We will soldier on. We're almost to $1,000 already, so that's a great thing. Not even we launched earlier in the week this time, so we'll see how the first week and weekend goes. And just wanted to kind of talk about some of the highlights of this project. I've definitely gotten some feedback from my peers about this being a triple launch and it kind of being a little bit confusing. So I thought we'd go over it here in this video. People can watch this afterwards. Hello, if you're watching this on YouTube afterwards. Sorry you missed the live launch. Of course, the link is in the description below. So please check that out. But yeah, you can probably hear my kids in the background as well. Part of the reason I wasn't able to jump on yesterday, but you know what? I'm glad we're able to talk about some of the highlights of this campaign. And again, it is a triple threat campaign for those who haven't seen it. Maybe this is your first time seeing it on YouTube. All of these books will see the light of day. They will go to print, whether this Kickstarter is successful or not, so you can pick them up. Hello, K-pop junkie. How are you? So you will be able to pick these up through our web store. Linktree/part-time comics with an X is always the best way to find all of our stuff in the future if you happen to be coming across this video way down the line. So yeah, again, talked with a couple of my peers. I know that these things can be a little bit confusing. You can get any number of books you want, but really we have 3 books. They all kind of lined up at the same time. So, we end up having a lot of returning backers, which we're extremely grateful for. And you know what? We just wanted to offer the easiest route to get the books that you want. If you want one book, get it. If you want all 3 books, get them. If you want just one, each copy of each book in a series, like CPS, Bulletproof Chicken, Depowered, these are all ongoing series. You can get them all. So it all should be available for you here, a la carte. You see, Kickstarter has changed their format a little bit, so we have a little bit of a on the side scroll here. So I didn't adjust that. So sorry if that also makes it confusing, but that was literally a change as we went live, which does happen from time to time, right? You can't always control for all the variables, including what Kickstarter is doing behind the scenes. So 3 series, 1 Kickstarter. And yeah, part of the reason we did that is, again, all the stars just kind of aligned. All these series kind of came together at the same time. For 2 of them, Depowered and Bulletproof Chicken, this is the end of their runs. For now, you never know if there's a huge response to these books. We'll we're as Rick Remender once said, we're all sellouts. We'll dust off old properties and put them out there if people are really interested. But Depowered has come to the end of its 3-issue series. This is the conclusion. So let's talk that through a little bit. Depowered, we launched about 2 years ago, about this time, and had our first stumble as Part-Time Comics. The Kickstarter did not go as we had planned. We also did an Indiegogo and also a pre-order campaign. So it had a little bit of a stumble out the gate, but I'm so glad that we were able to see the series through to its natural conclusion here in issue 3. If you haven't picked up the series, slight spoilers here, so skip ahead a couple seconds or come back in a few seconds. But all the choices or all the events that have happened in the first 2 issues obviously are coming to a culmination in issue 3. Dax has pretty much alienated all of his friend group that he had. He's estranged from his spouse, and unfortunately, he comes across something very bad at the end of issue 2, which we won't spoil here. And he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and now he's got to deal with that. And now he's on the run in this issue. He is still trying to figure out who took his staff, which you see the great Bo Jackson, homage here done by Ronaldo Lay, breaking his staff in half. And then, of course, we have the great standard cover by Michael Watson. So Dax, this is the end of his story for now. So you can get all 3 issues here. We have a variant cover for each issue as well. And you see some of the awesome art from colorist Joe Wong and interior artist Ronaldo Lay here. So I'm very happy with how this series wrapped up. There was a lot of changes. We had some art changes, with Bob Gar and I originally creating the series, and bringing in Ronaldo, it can always be tough bringing in a different artist after a series has already started. But we really appreciate Ronaldo, all his work, um, all the colorists we've worked with on this series, and actually we had a couple artists do flashback or dream sequence, not to give too much away, scenes in here as well. So we appreciate all the artists who've worked on this. Matt, John, huge part of getting this series as well. So, again, all these series, at least 2 of them are coming to an end for now. CPS, we're not sure what the plan is beyond this next one shot, which we'll talk about here. So it's a little bittersweet, but again, I thought a good way to kind of package all these culminating series here at the end. And then we have CPS. Again, 2 amazing covers. It's always a great way to start when you have amazing cover artists. We have the amazing DNS out of England. Bob Gar, of course, coming back for a Connie cover with West Wong colors. Here, Child Possession Services, for those who haven't heard the pitch. Connie is a social worker for possessed children, possessed or previously possessed children, and she works for a really poorly run agency called Child Possession Services. Of course, if possessions were common across the world, the government would put together a poorly run agency to work with those youths. So that's what you see here in CPS. But this one shot is going back a little bit. If you read the first story that came out, was our first book from Part Time Comics. We had an awesome response to that. So I'm hoping that people will come back and pick up the second one shot. We know it's been, about 18 months since that came out or more. But, Bob and I were really working on 2 separate stories for this. So I'm glad they were able to be completed. We brought Orlando Guzman in to color them. So we do appreciate his work on this series as well. You see some of the pages here. You got to see his awesome work. I believe this is Orlando's coloring debut. Correct me if I'm wrong, Orlando, if you're listening in. We got pinups from Ray Wegner and Chris Thomasma as well. So we've got some peers that have contributed some tribute art here to Connie. Love this character. I'm so happy with what Bob and I created here. We'll see where the series goes from here. We've kind of established it as, these short stories. And then again, this is 2 of them put together in one book, kind of going back to her college days when she was in training for CPS, and then her as a kid, you see here. And again, both are kind of seeds into why she went in to the profession she did, or ended up where she was. So I think it's kind of an important flashback story. And again, Connie is kind of, we like telling these one-shot stories. We're building a universe, but it's not like a huge commitment, not a 10, 20 issue arc. We'll see. Again, if there's interest, we have longer stories to tell. This does mark the end of Bob and I working together. We worked together for 15 years, at least for sequentials for now. Bob's just at a point in his life where he's had to step away from that. It takes him a long time to do the pages. And I'm so happy. We've got so many great characters. And again, each of these books was co-created by Bob Gar. That was kind of the point I was getting to here. That's a big part of the reason why we're doing all 3 of these together. This is very much a tribute to my longtime partner, Bob Gar. Again, he co-created all of these books, and they're all coming out now, all at the same time. So the stars just kind of aligned in that way. So we did just want to kind of send off all these Bob Gar properties for now, at least together in one package to our awesome fans. And this is the 10-year anniversary. Again, it also just kind of lined up last year. We started talking about bringing Bulletproof Chicken back. Bob and I had done a story a few years ago for a anthology that was digital only, and that story will be presented here. That's Fear of a Black Cock, which is a true detective homage story in black and white with gray tones. Here you see it, the awesome work by Bob Gar. This was the last story he and I did together. But I kind of had one more story for Bulletproof Chicken in mind, and we brought in the amazing artist. You've seen him on the covers for Drumsticks of Doom. He also did some interior work for us on Drumsticks of Doom. He's the creator of Battery Hen and uh, Man Panda. That's Ryan Vela. So we brought him in as well. You see some of the pencils here. And I actually, for those who are tuning in, I am going to pull up here while we talk. We do have a surprise. So for those of you who've stuck in or who are watching this afterwards, we do have a surprise for you. This just came in my inbox. So I'm going to load it up. I'm literally just talked to Ryan just a few minutes ago, and he turned in some amazing pages. If I can download them quick enough, I should have done this before I went live, but you know what? We do it live here. We do it raw. Hopefully I can get these to work. So you get a special surprise for tuning in. We got an awesome page. Here you go. Let me make sure you can see that. And you can't, so let me adjust. 1 second. Screen share. Screen share. There we go. All right, there we go. Sorry for the delay. Yeah, for anybody tuning in, you get an awesome preview here. The first page has been inked. What the hell is going on this page? If you've read Bulletproof Chicken before, I should spend some time on this because I think this is the one that's going to be, if you've been following part-time comics, you've probably heard about Depowered and child possession services. But Bulletproof Chicken started 10 years ago. I guess we probably started creating it about 11 or 12 years ago. Bob and I were at C2E2. We needed somewhere to eat. We went to the amazing establishment called Harold's Chicken in Chicago, which, for those who are from this area, sometimes Harold's locations are not always in the best or the safest location for their employees. So they often serve their chicken behind bulletproof glass. And so I said to Bob, our next character should be Bulletproof Chicken. And that was how he was born. And, 10 years later, we have the third issue. If that the description we give is he's the cock with the Glock. He's over the top, anthropomorphic action, chicken crime fighting. So again, in that description, you could imagine what types of stories we're trying to tell here. So the first story had such a great response. It was a huge catalyst for Bob and I and Kingbone Press at the time. And then we went on to do this odd second anthology series where it was sequels, it was multiple prequels, it was Elseworld Tales, and we're continuing that here. So I think you do want to scoop up all the issues. We have them at a great price through the Kickstarter. So if you're not familiar with this, you certainly don't have to read it, but to open the page to this, these lizard people and this rocket ship coming from space, you might be a little lost if you didn't pick that up before. So yeah, we are suffering no fools on this one. You gotta have some experience with Bulletproof Chicken. And we're telling a prequel tale and again a direct sequel to the events of Bulletproof Chicken Nuggets, which was the second issue that came out in around 2014 or so. So again, I'm just so happy to see kind of an end cap to this series. I've had this idea for the end for a while. You can see Ryan's amazing black and white art here. You could probably guess what it might be a tribute to. We're calling this issue Fear the Walking Cock. So we have our tribute to True Detective, and then we have our tribute here to The Walking Dead, and more so The Road, actually. But yeah, so I'm very happy to see the story. I've kind of had it in mind for a while, and I'm so glad Ryan was able to jump in and finish the story for Bob and I, and kind of put this series to rest for a while. A lot of people have been asking for a sequel. I shouldn't say a lot of people. There's about 3 very select fans of Bulletproof Chicken who've wanted this sequel for a while. So I'm happy to see it come to an end. And again, if you're tuning in, this is the first time. I'm actually just about to post this to the Kickstarter as we speak. So you get to be the first to see it. So thanks, Ryan, for sending that over. Thanks for the awesome work you did on this. It's going to be such a great end cap to this series. And yeah, that's the Kickstarter in a nutshell. We do for the first time ever. And again, I'll unshare my screen here, and then I'll share. Is it this one? No, this one. Yeah, and then I'll share here. Again, you can get one, two, three, all these books. If you go to the add-ons, you'll be able to add on a whole bunch of other stuff, including our previous books, which we have here, which are always available. But more than that, you can get logo stickers for each of the books. All the logos are done by Bob, so we should mention that too across all three books. So that's really cool. A cool tie-in with the Bob Gar tribute that we've got going on here. The Bulletproof Chicken Nuggets was printed a while ago, and there's actually I only have 50 copies left. So get the rest of them here. Again, you certainly don't need to read them all, but I think you'd enjoy the whole series. If you could pick them all up here. And for the first time ever, we're going to be doing Bob's Awesome. We'll zoom in on a little bit here. Bob's Awesome cover from issue 1 with um, David Halverson colors on the first cover. We're doing a metal version. We've had such a good response to. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that page that page is amazing. And there's even more to come. He's doing a 10-page story, so worth the price of admission just for Ryan's art there. But we're doing a metal cover. We've had such a great response. We've already had multiple sold in this. I wasn't sure how many people would want a metal cover, but I certainly have plenty of the old issues. So why not slap an awesome metal cover on there? We're only printing to order for this campaign. I don't plan to print again in the future. If we have any left over, maybe we would include them for if we ever get to a trade paperback with Bulletproof Chicken, but that is a ways away. So please pick up those metal. Again, you can get all the books, different tiers. We have variant covers for the series, again, from Ronaldo Lay for Depowered, and from Portless, a DNS. I'm sorry, is his artist name as well for CPS. But you can also get early bird deals for the first week of the campaign. So this ends in a few days. You can get early bird deals there. So tell your friends. If you can't back, of course, what we always say, right? Just share the campaign on any social media, even if you only think you have 3 followers. It all helps. It's a snowball effect. You share, someone else might share it, someone might see it who wants to pick it up. So we do appreciate that. Again, we got huge early bird deals here. Get all the PCT books for $10 off. We have a deal. You can get 100 pieces of chicken. You can get 100 copies of issue 1 for $100. This should provide adequate sustenance for your reading marathon. So yes, those are all the same book. No, I won't sign all 100 for you, but I might sign a few for you. But yeah, we just thought we'd put that up there, see if anybody is interested in 100 copies. You can give them away for Halloween coming up. You can sell them in your shop, do whatever you want with them. I've got plenty from the first run we did from Bulletproof Chicken. So please take them out of my house and enjoy them. Again, if you want to sell them in your shop, you're a retailer. They've always done well for us, but I definitely have plenty to go around. I'll sign the Bulletproof Chicken bucket for you, sure. I can get everything in this campaign at a huge discount. 13 books with all the variants and all the covers. You can get that. You can advertise with us. This has been something that we'll share out on social media. We'll share in our updates. You'll be on the back cover of the book, no matter how many print runs there are. So that's been something that's gotten people excited. And yeah, so that is the basics of the Kickstarter. So again, there are some add-ons for stickers and other things like that. I can't show you here because I don't want to go into the private backer information or anything like that to be seen on screen. So there's plenty of add-ons, logo stickers, Drumsticks of Doom, other books are in there as well. So please, again, back just what you want, even though this is 3 books, which some people can find confusing in a single Kickstarter. We wanted you not to have to come back 3 times if you want all 3 books. Ship them multiple times. You certainly save us a lot of time and energy by backing all at once, and it helps get a lot of great books out there. This will be our 13th, 14th, and 15th book from Part Time Comics in less than 3 years. We're just approaching that now. So I'm very proud of what we've done. This was a lot of work to get to this point. All these series, continuing on all this time. Bulletproof Chicken, it's been around for a while, but to get this final issue out now, again, I'm just happy to see all this great work, all these co-creations from Bob Gar, come to light here. I'd love nothing for this campaign to be a huge success and just give him a huge pile of books that he can enjoy and he can sell it when he does his shows down the road. And I'm just very happy with all the creations that I've helped co-create with Bob, and it's just cool to see them all together in this campaign. So I thought we would just kind of talk through it a little bit. If you have questions in the comments, even if it's after this went live, please throw them in there. I thought we'd kind of better explain, the Kickstarter, because some of my peers again were stating that it didn't look like this was new material. There's a few stories that were presented digitally, but this is all the first time in print. There's a CPS and a Bulletproof Chicken story, which we had in a small digital offering before, but they deserve to be in print. Bob's art deserves to be in print. All this stuff that we've had that didn't get to print from KBP is coming to life now. So that's really cool to see. So we appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks for the comments and chat. And again, if you have any questions afterwards, drop it in the comments here on YouTube. This will be up there. Take care, everybody. And again, if you can't back, share it out, and we appreciate it. Take care.